Just gonna give him his snacks. You can see him. So he is my cat Kermit. Say hello. So Kermit, will you let me do the ask me anything live announcement? Hmm? We're gonna, so this live is to for you to ask me anything about life in the Netherlands, traveling tips, working, anything you need to know about the Netherlands. Which okay, so I'm gonna get started with one question I prepared, which is what is one thing that shocked you the most about the Netherlands when you first arrived here? Whether you're living here or you're not anymore living here, or you wanna live here, maybe this video is for you. So the one thing that shocked me the most about the Netherlands when I first arrived, I remember that was 7 years ago. I arrived in August 2000, 2019. Sometimes I really need to think about the words I will be saying because I speak in Dutch mostly, and yeah, after 7 years, yeah, I kind of sometimes struggle, but my English is still good. It's the English of the Queen since I live in London, so I'm quite half British. So if you're British, I really love your accent. But yeah, I also love Dutch, so I love speaking the Dutch language. So I think probably one of the things that shocked me the most when I arrived here is that whether you try to do your best about learning the language, Dutch people, keep switching back to English. That is something that in the beginning really shocked me, and I could even say that irritated me a lot, and it still irritates me. But I understand that they do it because they want to help you, or because they think that you're struggling to speak the language, so they are just trying to be helpful. But when they talk to you in English, the best thing to do is to tell them politely, to tell them, oh, I speak Dutch, so could we speak in Dutch, please? Because so if you want to ask a question in the chat, someone is asking me in Dutch, so please stick to English because this live is for people that, for all people around the world. So the question, I will repeat the question right now. So what is one thing that shocked you the most about traveling to when you arrived to the Netherlands, or when you were living here, or something that you were really shocked about? So for me, it was the fact that they switched back to English very quickly. So that's something that shocked me the most, because I really wanted to learn the language, and I would appreciate very much if they don't switch back to English, because then yeah, then it's difficult to learn the language, right? If you try to learn it and they keep back switching to English, then it makes it like, it also made me feel at the beginning a little bit like I don't know how to say that. Maybe it made me feel like a stranger. Like I'm a stranger, but I wanted to feel like I was from here. I wanted, they made me feel like I'm Dutch. I'm not Dutch, but it's like, you'd come to a country, you're brave to move here, so I just wanted to feel included. That's the right word. So I wanted to feel integrated. So that's something that showed me about the most. So is there anything it shocked you about living in the Netherlands, or maybe another country can also be? So I'm just looking at the chat to see any question related to living in the Netherlands. So just be free to ask me. Another question that I prepared for this guy is, which city should you visit? Well, my favorite city is Zwolle. I really love Zwolle. You can find the shorts also in my down there in the channel. I really like Zwolle because it combines the water canals with Amsterdam. Like, I don't have to go to Amsterdam to see the canals with water. I just go to Zwolle. It's closer and it has all the beauty that Amsterdam has without the busyness, because Amsterdam is really busy. It's like, I'm not a city girl, and Amsterdam really, it can be stressful if you're not into big cities. It can be very very stressful as well. maybe do you like Amsterdam, or do you prefer something more like Groningen, or maybe I don't know, maybe the island? I would like to visit the island as well, up there, like Texas, and yeah, there are nice islands in the north, in Friesland especially, and also nice beaches. I went to one and I really like them. In English, please, could you? I see people writing in Dutch. Could you please write in English, because I want to make this live for all people, so all the people who want to move to the Netherlands, they can also understand. So that's why I will not be answering in Dutch. So, but I appreciate you here. So if you could please switch to English, that would be awesome, so everyone can feel included. So yeah, so I was saying that I really love Zwolle. It's my favorite city in the Netherlands. I really recommend you to travel there if you really are into exploring the Netherlands. But maybe you have a city. Which city you like it the most when you first arrived, for example, or which city would you like to visit, or which city maybe do you recommend me to visit? Another thing, another question I prepared for this live is, how do you deal with the bureaucracy or the rules in the Netherlands, like getting a fine in the train? Like I did a video about that, about also. Yeah, and here in the Netherlands, the rules can be quite tough, so you might be lucky if you get your money back, that's for sure. There is no such a sense as maybe in South America, we tend to be warmer. No, here most people is very tough and very hard. Not because they are bad people, but because it's their job. And that's something also that can be shocking when you move to the Netherlands, because maybe you come from countries from warmer cultures like Bulgaria, Hungary, Italy, UK also a bit warm as well. I would say the British. I had quite good experience. I never been treated rude in the UK, and but here no. Here people do their job, and this is what counts. They just care about the rules and they care about their jobs. They will not take into account your personal situation. Even if you tell them, sorry, I couldn't pay for the bus because my mother was dying, I doubt they will take that into consideration. Maybe that's a extreme example, but people is here from heart is very cold. So just be mindful of that. That's perhaps something that also shocked me when in the first years I was here in the Netherlands. I'm here 7 years, by the way. So I kind of know more or less how Dutch people are. And I also surprised because I wanted to make friends with Dutch people. No, so that's completely impossible. Have you ever had luck making Dutch friends? Because I have tried. I can make cakes for them. I text them 3-4 times, to meet, but they always say, "Oh no, I'm busy. I have plans." Family, friends, and yeah, it's very very high there, high. So for people that just joined the live and talking about ask me anything, it's your turn to ask me anything in English, please, about life in the Netherlands. Something, especially if you just arrived here or you want to move here to the Netherlands. This live is for people that intends to travel to the Netherlands, or you're already here and you want to share with us all. So another question I prepare. I don't see any questions yet from anyone. Do anyone wants to ask me a question about the Netherlands or about how I experience the Netherlands? Just feel free to throw in the chat. So for people that live in the Netherlands, or maybe in Germany or near here, in Germany, Belgium, any country in Europe, how do you make friends when you're in a city? So I was telling that it's very difficult to make friends with Dutch people because they are just not open for that. It's just a question about being open, and they are just not. It's how it is. So For the questions in the chat, please could you make the questions in English, because so people that is here, or people that will join, can understand. So you're asking me how long I'm here. I'm 7 years in the Netherlands. 7 years. Time flies. So yeah, so I am making this live for people that want to move to the Netherlands, or have any questions. You can ask me any questions, especially people that want to live in the Netherlands, want to move to the Netherlands. So ask me anything. So maybe I will go into the fun and personal questions now. So my cats. I had 2 cats. What are the fun habits of funny habits my cats have? Well, my cats' funny habit, I would say, are coming here. I might be doing this live right now, and they plug something. They would just suddenly, sorry, I just confused Dutch with English. So they would suddenly come here and stay here in the camera, because they kind of know I'm talking to someone, and they don't like that. They don't like I give attention to other people. They are very jealous. And also, I don't see any questions, more questions. Just saw the question from Dick here. I already answered. 7 years in the Netherlands. So if you're just joining the live stream, guys, I'm Shailene, and I'm working on this live. I'm doing this live because I wanna share with you my experience living in the Netherlands. That's why the live is for people that is living here, or for people that wanna move here. So maybe they are curious about certain aspects of the Netherlands, bureaucracy, making friends. Oh, and also important, how to get a job in the Netherlands. So I will be doing some videos about that, but I can share some experience about trying to find jobs in the Netherlands. So in my experience, it depends on what job you want. But I am in IT. I'm already trying to find a job well, this is the first time actually after 7 years, and I'm in this moment trying to find a job in IT, and it's not that easy right now. The market is not like it was before. I'm already 8 months looking for a job, so that's the longest I've ever been trying to find a job in the Netherlands. Maybe you have tips for me. Do you have any tips, advice? Because I speak Dutch, not perfect Dutch, but I can speak it with accent, but I can do it. And I also have experience, no fresher, but still they say to me, oh yeah, your Dutch is not good enough, or yeah. But yeah, I am quite sure something will come up, hopefully. But yeah, finding a job, I would recommend, if you want to find a job in the Netherlands, you want to find here a job, I would really recommend you to start learning the language. Even if it's not perfect, it still helps, because all my interviews and all my calls are in Dutch. There is no one switching to English there. So they sometimes ask, do you want to speak in English? They sometimes ask, but they prefer to speak in Dutch. And that's normal because it's their language. So, nice, Dick, nice. Thank you very much for your support. If you are comfortable with English, please feel free to ask questions in English in the chat, so people that is joining the live can understand as well what you're asking. But otherwise, I will translate. It's okay. So even if you know basic Dutch, I would recommend you to continue trying to focus on the talk, on how you talk, because I think if I would go back in time, I would focus in how to learn to speak better Dutch. I learned Dutch, but there were some sounds that I am learning now, and I should have learned them like 5 years ago. But again, as I say, the market was easier before. I found a job really easier. I always found jobs easy, like 3-4 times. I always been asked to go to work, and now I am the one going to the company. So now the market is just because of AI, as probably they are no they are only hiring very people with 8 years plus experience, and I have 6 years experience. Now they are asking for, most are asking for 7, 8 years, 10 years experience. But yeah, you have to keep trying, and this is how it is. Just keep trying. Another thing, well, maybe someone has another question. No, no one has questions. No one wants to move to the Netherlands then. So yeah, so are there any people that want to move to the Netherlands? Ask me anything. For people to just join the live, I see people just joining the live. This live is to help you, to share my experience, so you can ask me anything now about living in the Netherlands. Whether it's about finding jobs, the culture in the Netherlands, how to make friends in the Netherlands or not to make anything you're interested about in the Netherlands. I also prepared some questions that I already mentioned. So traveling in the Netherlands, which city I recommend? Well, my favorite city is Zwolle, as I say. I also recommend Groningen. It's also a nice city. I'm not a city girl. I don't like big cities like Amsterdam, so I don't recommend Amsterdam. Sorry, guys. The ones that love Amsterdam, I understand you like Amsterdam, but it's just not for me. No, I'm more into nature. So I'm thinking I would go to maybe to the Iceland in the north, in Friesland. Maybe next year I do a vacation there. There are nice islands. So if you go from Groningen or from Leeuwarden, then you can get to the island. I heard that you can take the bus, and it's very nice. So I would really recommend to do that if you can, because the Netherlands is not just Amsterdam. Everyone just goes to Amsterdam, but the Netherlands has a lot to offer. It has Maastricht, which is also a nice city. It has Groningen. It has another city called Utrecht, which I lived for 6 years in Utrecht. It has also, well, I already say Groningen. What else? Zwolle, my favorite city in the Netherlands. Maastricht is also a nice city to visit, and Utrecht. And Den Bosch. So probably these 5 cities are the ones that I recommend to visit in the Netherlands. Which other city do you like in the Netherlands? Maybe you say Amsterdam is also perfect, valid. But which other city you like? Maybe you like Den Haag, The Hague in English, The Hague in Dutch. And why do you like these cities? Yeah, because I really like Zwolle because it combines the beauty of the canals with all the nice houses and architecture that you see in Amsterdam. So it has the best of both worlds. There are nice cafes, nice restaurants. You can go. And there is also a library, which I make a short about it. And there is also a library which is inside what it used to be a church. It's called the Kloosterkerk in Dutch. The Kloosterkerk is the name. And this is a very beautiful book shop. And it has all types of books you can find. If you are a books lover, you like reading, then you must go into this place because they have many books, all sorts of books you can ever imagine, and it's inside a cluster like the architecture is like it's a church actually. So another question that I prepared is how do I find the weather in the Netherlands? Well, yeah, the weather is in the winter is really cold. I don't like it. I don't like the weather. I try to get by, but I get like winter depression in the winter. So if you come in the winter, you must be aware that it will be dark. Around 4 o'clock, it's gonna be dark, or even before sometimes. And also you have to bear in mind that it's really cold, so you must buy a nice winter jacket. And in the summer, like now, it's like you see now it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening and it's still sunny. I can still see the sun through the window. So the sun is gonna be gone in about around 9 p.m., 10 p.m. in the evening. So I love that. I really like that. My days are longer. I can do more. So this is, if you move to the Netherlands, you will love the summer because the sun comes around 7, and then it goes about 10 p.m. in the evening. Then what are your best tips for staying positive when you feel lonely? Well, I don't see. Oh, nice. Someone is just saying they are going to have the 10 million subscribers, so that's quite nice. But this slide is not about subscriber. I don't care if I have just one subscriber, really. I just like to share my experience to help people. So I know there will be people that needs to hear this, needs to hear advice, needs to hear how it is to move to the Netherlands, and that's why I make this live. But if I only have one subscriber, it's pretty fine. I don't do it for the subscribers. I do it because I like helping others. I didn't have this kind of videos when I just arrived to the Netherlands. So yeah, I appreciate this kind of videos, and that's why I share this with you guys. So what are my best tips for staying positive when I feel lonely? Well, sometimes just crying. Yeah, I just cry and I go to bed and stay in my bed. That is something can help because then you release emotions and you express yourself. Then another tip to get by when I feel lonely is to watch a movie. A horror movie, because when I watch a horror movie, well, you know, the tension gets gone because the stress is gone because I am looking at someone else having a stress. So I recommend watching a horror movie, but if you're not into horror, you can also watch comedy. Like I watch comedy and I watch thrillers. Yes, thrillers, comedies, and horror. I also like that. Then another tip to get by the loneliness when you just arrive to the Netherlands or you're here for a while and you don't have yet friends. I don't have yet friends, so is maybe just go yourself for a day trip. Like you don't need to have a partner, you don't need anyone really, you don't need to have a partner, you don't need to have friends, you just can take the train somewhere and go to a city. Go to a city trip like I did myself yesterday and last weekend. I yesterday went to Zwolle. You saw maybe the shore. If you haven't, then you can find it in down there. It's the shore about Zwolle, the city day trip. But you don't need anyone. So if you're here alone with no friend, no family, just take a train and go to a city like I did myself. Like, yeah, sometimes I cry. I go to bed and I cry, and then I fall asleep because I feel really lonely, and that's true. Crying helps me. And some people think that crying is bad, but actually, okay, it's bad. I feel really sad at the moment, but then after it feels better, and then I just fall asleep. But then you can also take the train and go for a city trip or the bus. That also helps. So yesterday I spent a really nice time when I went to Zwolle. I actually last weekend I did the same, but it was in another city. Where was that? I think it was. Where was last weekend? Utrecht, I think. Yeah, I think it was Utrecht last weekend. And no, Enschede. I think I went to a city called Enschede. Yes, Enschede is very near me. I am living in the next city, so Enschede is here, and my city is here, Hengelo. So yeah, it's a really big city because we have here the university. So for people that want to study also in the Netherlands, maybe you can look at studying in this area, which is called Enschede, which is cheaper, has cheaper housing, and it's all cheaper on average. So I recommend to study here, and then if you want to move to Amsterdam later on, then you can do so. Thank you, Dick, for your support. Yeah, there is someone there. Yeah, I already mentioned that. So as I say, I don't care about subscribers. Even if I have just one subscriber, it's okay. It's perfect. But thank you very much for your support. Thank you for liking my videos, and thank you for your comments. It really means a lot to me. And I hope I also provide you some help, some value to you, because this is what YouTube is about. YouTube is not about making money or making subscribers. It's about providing value. So is anyone here having a question about moving to the Netherlands, of anything that you're curious about? Maybe you are about to move to the Netherlands and you need some advice. I would really glad to help you. Maybe you have questions about studying in the Netherlands, about working in the Netherlands. I never studied here, but I more or less know how it works, because I had acquaintances that study at the University of Twente, for example, and also in Amsterdam. The only thing is that for studying here, it's really expensive. So you must be aware about that you after that will need to pay back, which in Germany you don't. But here in the Netherlands, you will have to pay back. And the salaries are not that high. That's something that you need to know. So if you want to study, I wouldn't choose the Netherlands. I would go to Germany, and after finishing my studies in Germany, then I will move to the Netherlands, because you earn more money in the Netherlands, and then you can pay easily back if you have to pay back in Germany. But I think it's free in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me as I'm wrong. Maybe you know better that. I never lived in Germany, but I think it's free in Germany. Then there is also another question. Oh, I see new people joining the live. So this live is about ask me anything about life in the Netherlands. So if you want to move to the Netherlands, or you want to live here, or you just move here, or maybe you are Dutch and you want to help other people, please feel free to put your advice in the comments, your insights, because sometimes so people that come from the countries, we don't know, and it really means a lot to us if you could give us some tips if you're Dutch. Like for example, I saw Dick, his name is Dick, and he said that we can ask him anything. So that's really appreciated, thank you so much. And yeah, so which other question I could share with you? Maybe I already shared about the cities that I like in the Netherlands: Zwolle, Groningen, Utrecht, Maastricht. Yeah, I think I also have a friend. I have a female friend that lives. Well, I actually 2 years ago I met her. She's Dutch. She lives with her son in Leeuwarden, and I just 1 month ago I got in contact with this lovely lady, and she say also that Leeuwarden is a nice city, but I don't know, because when I visited her, I just went to her house, so I never got the chance to go into the city center in Leeuwarden. So maybe it's also worth it next time I am in Leeuwarden to go to the city center. But this time, last weekend, no, 2 weeks ago, I visited her in Leeuwarden. The only thing I could see was the train station, which it was really nice. The train station, I found it better than the Utrecht train station. Believe me, for me, it was very beautiful. And what I like is that you don't have to go into stairs, because when you go to Utrecht train station, you have to go into really high stairs, and sometimes they don't work. The automatic ones don't work, and you have to go just by foot. And I really hate that. Like, I'm very lazy. But then in Leeuwarden, it's a very nice train station, and it's just flat. You don't have to go into any stairs, so I like that. And I just went to her house, visit her and her son. We had dinner. We had a lovely. She made for me. She made for me. What was that? She made for me vegan something vegan sushi. Well, yeah, I'm vegan. She also is very nice. So she invited me to her house, and I couldn't see Leo Garden, so I don't know if it's beautiful or not because I couldn't see it. But maybe next time, yes, I would. And another city, probably the Hague is also nice because it has the beach as well, and it has many shops. Like if you are from any country, Turkey, if you're from any country, you will find in the Hague all the products you're used to. So if you want to find something that you don't find where you live in the Netherlands, then you need to go to the Hague because I'm 100% sure they will have it in the Hague. So that's it. I don't know. Don't see any more comments or any more questions. Oh, something important is to be careful about renting. If you want to move to the Netherlands, you're not yet here. If you're not yet here, I would recommend to not pay in advance anyone that is offering you to rent you an apartment or a room. Maybe they are legitimate, but maybe not. So perhaps better to arrive to the Netherlands first and then look for accommodation, because yeah, I had bad experiences with that. I was in the Netherlands and I was offered a room, and when I arrived to the room, I needed internet to work, and I already had paid to the lady, and she had said that there was internet, but there was no internet. So I paid 600 euros 6 years ago, which is quite expensive for a room in Utrecht, and I didn't have internet. So that was quite bad. And the only thing good is that I hadn't paid her deposit. The deposit, I said to her, okay, if you don't give me internet, I'm not gonna pay the deposit. So I lived a month there, which I had paid for. And then luckily, I was dating someone and he offered me temporarily to move in with him, which is also not the ideal situation because you don't want to move in with someone you're just dating. But I didn't have any other option because it was that or it was to sleep in the street. So it was a very hard time for me as well, but I think now it's a bad time, but also at the beginning when I arrived to the Netherlands. But thanks to this guy, I have a place to stay. So I'm quite grateful for that. And yeah, yeah, when I look back, and yeah, I'm quite happy that I at least there have been people that had helped me along the way, and so that's why I like to help people with the videos, because it's very scary to take the punch, to take this step of moving into a new country. You feel alone, you feel like you don't belong. Yeah, you're completely alone. And when I don't know, many people move here with their partners or with their families, but I lived completely alone. I didn't know anyone, absolutely. This guy I was dating, I had just met him. So after arriving to the Netherlands, I met this guy like about 3 months later, no, 2 months later. At the same time, I found a room. So he knew about the problems with the landlady, and yeah, it was nice that at least he offered me to rent me a room because he say yeah, to help him with the costs, and of course I say of course I will help you with the costs of the room. But if I wouldn't have known him, don't know, I probably would have had to spend a lot of money in hotels, which is also not ideal because I was earning very little back then. I was earning very little money. I was a marketeer back then, and I was a junior. That was my first job in the Netherlands, was as a digital marketeer. Before moving into the IT world as a software engineer, I was a digital marketeer, and now I am in the software engineering world. And I'm trying to look for a job right now. This is what I just mentioned. But yeah, I might do a very expat series where I talk more in depth about all these topics: work, life, making friends, tips, survive, what to do, what not to do. Um, I don't see any question or any other comments. I don't understand. Some people is writing in Dutch, but I will stick to English in the channel, since I just say I am sharing my life experiences in the channel for people that need help with this kind of topics, moving to the Netherlands, living in the Netherlands. But I will also be sharing in this channel also another thing, but this live is just for people, it's for people, for Dutch people. If you want to help us, please feel free, the same as Dick, to also comment in the chat. Yeah, indeed. That's a good tip from Dick. He is saying that I should apply and for an international company. So yes, I've been trying to do that, but there are not many. Also in this area where I live in Twente, there are not many international companies. There is only a couple of them. And I already interviewed with them, but they want people with more experience. So unfortunately. So, and I also don't mind to travel. I mean, if I had to travel to Utrecht or Amsterdam, I don't mind that, because for me, well, I am not from the Netherlands. I am used to travel long distances. I used to live in London. So, yeah, but the thing is that I also speak English, I also speak Dutch. So I don't have any troubles with speaking Dutch at work. So I could also speak Dutch at work, but they would have to be okay with my accent. That's the only thing. Because in my last job, it was all in Dutch. So I don't have any problem with Dutch. I prefer this in Dutch because my Dutch will become better. So I'm kind of, yeah, I love Dutch. So the only thing is that I have an accent, but that doesn't mean that my Dutch is bad. I just need to speak slowly and articulate well. But yeah, this is a nice tip to apply for international companies. So yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Applying for international companies is what I'm trying to do right now, and they are mostly in Amsterdam. So this is something I'm also doing. So if it's international company, even better. But if it's Dutch, I also don't mind, because I really appreciate to speak the language, to speak Dutch. It helps me to improve as well. So yeah, so I think this is it. I don't see now no one in the live. I don't see anyone else writing any other questions. I also let me see. I also prepared yeah, no, there is no more to say. I think there is no more questions in the comment. So I'm gonna be just ending the live. If no one has more questions, then yeah, I hope this video helped you. It's gonna be anyway in my channel, and if you have any questions, just make a comment there and I will share my experience. What I didn't share is about the taxes in the Netherlands, but probably that's better to do again a separate video. So I'm gonna be ending this live, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live, and see you in the next video.